Act 5 of Women Beware Women. This recording is in the public domain. Women Beware Women, by Thomas Middleton. Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Guardiano and Ward.
Speak. Hast thou any sense of thy abuse? Dost thou know what wrong's done thee?
I were an ass else. I cannot wash my face, but I am feeling odd.
Here, take this caltrop, then convey it secretly into the place I showed you. Look you, sir, this is the trap-door to it.
I know it of old, uncle. Since the last triumph, here rose up a devil with one eye. I remember with a company of fireworks at's tail.
Prithee, leave squibbling now. Mark me, and fail not. But when thou hearest me give a stamp, down with it. The villain's caught then.
If I miss you, hang me. I love to catch a villain, and your stamp shall go current, I warrant you. But how shall I rise up, and let him down, too, all at one hole? That will be a horrible puzzle. You know I have a part, and I play slander.
True, but never make you ready for it.
No, my clothes are bought and all, and a foul fiend's head, with a long contumelious tongue i' the chaps on't, a very fit shape for slander if thou perishes.
It shall not come so far. Thou understand'st it not.
Oh, oh!
He shall lie deep enough ere that time, and stick first upon those.
Now I conceive you, gardener.
Away, list to the privy stamp. That's all thy part.
Stamp my horns in a mortar if I miss you, and give the powder in white wine to sick cuckolds, a very present remedy for the headache.
Exit.
If this should any way miscarry now, as, if the fool be nimble enough, 'tis certain, the pages that present the swift-winged Cupids are taught to hit him with their shafts of love, fitting his part, which I have cunningly poisoned, he cannot scape my fury, and those ills will be laid all on fortune, not on our wills. That's all the sport on't, for who will imagine that at the celebration of this night any mischance that haps can flow from spite.
Exit. Scene 2. Flourish. Enter above Duke, Bianca, Lord Cardinal, Fabritio, and other cardinals, lords, and ladies in state.
Now, our fair Duchess, your delight shall witness how you're beloved and honoured. All the glories bestowed upon the gladness of this night are done for your bright sake.
I am the more in debt, my lord, to loves and courtesies, that offer up themselves so bounteously, to do me honoured grace without my merit.
A goodness set in greatness, how it sparkles afar off, like pure diamonds set in gold. How perfect my desires were, might I witness but a fair noble peace twixt your two spirits! The reconcilement would be more sweet to me than longer life to him that fears to die.
To the Cardinal.
Good sir,
I profess peace, and am content.
I'll see the seal upon't, and then 'tis firm.
You shall have all you wish.
I have all indeed now.
Aside.
But I have made surer work. This shall not blind me. He that begins so early to reprove, quickly rid him, or look for little love. Beware a brother's envy, he's next heir too. Cardinal, you die this night, the plot's laid surely. In time of sports death may steal in securely, then 'tis least thought on. For he that's most religious, holy friend, does not at all hours think upon his end. He has his times of frailty, and his thoughts, their transportations too, through flesh and blood. For all his zeal, his learning, and his light, as well as we, poor soul, that sin by night.
What's this, Fabrizio?
Looking at a paper.
Marry, my lord, the model of what's presented.
Oh, we thank their loves. Sweet Duchess, take your seat. List to the argument.
Reads.
There is a nymph that haunts the woods and springs, in love with two at once, and they with her. Equal it runs, But to decide these things the cause to mighty Juno they refer, she being the marriage goddess. The two lovers they offer sighs, the nymph a sacrifice, all to please Juno, who by signs discovers how the event shall be, so that strife dies. Then springs a second, for the man refused grows discontent, and out of love abused he raises slander up, like a black fiend, to disgrace the other, which pays him i' the end.
In troth, my lord, a pretty pleasing argument, and fits the occasion well. Envy and slander are things soon raised against two faithful lovers, but comfort is, they're not long unrewarded.
Music.
This music shows they're upon entrance now.
Aside.
Then enter all my wishes.
Enter Hymen in a yellow robe, Ganymede in a blue robe powdered with stars, and Hebe in a white robe with golden stars, with covered cups in their hands. They dance a short dance, then bowing to the Duke and the rest of the company, Hymen speaks, addressing himself to Bianca.
To thee, fair bride, Hymen offers up, of nuptial joys this, the celestial cup. Taste it, and thou shalt ever find love in thy bed, peace in thy mind.
We'll taste you sure. 'Twere pity to disgrace so pretty a beginning.
'Twas spoke nobly.
2 cups of nectar have we begged from Jove. Hebe, give that to innocence, I this to love. Take heed of stumbling more, look to your way. Remember still the Via Lactea.
Well, Ganymede, you have more faults, though not so known. I spared 1 cup, but you have filched many a one.
Exeunt.
But soft, here's no such persons in the argument as these 3, Hymen, Hebe, Ganymede. The actors that this model here discovers are only 4, Juno, a nymph, 2 lovers.
This is some anti-masque belike, my lord, to entertain time. Now my peace is perfect. Let sports come on apace. Now is their time, my lord.
Music.
Hark you, you hear from 'em.
The nymphs, indeed.
Enter 2 dressed like nymphs, bearing 2 tapers lighted. Then Isabella, dressed with flowers and garlands, bearing a censer with fire in it. They set the censer and tapers on Juno's altar with much reverence, this ditty being sung in parts.
Juno, nuptial goddess, thou that rulest o'er coupled bodies, tiest man to woman, ne'er to forsake her, thou only powerful marriage maker. Pity this amazed affection, I love both, and both love me, nor know I where to give rejection. My heart likes so equally, till thou settest right my peace of life, and with thy power conclude this strife. Now, with my thanks, depart you to the springs, I to these wells of love, thou sacred goddess, and queen of nuptials, daughter to great Saturn, sister and wife to Jove, imperial Juno. Pity this passionate conflict in my breast, this tedious war twixt 2 affections. Crown me with victory, and my heart's at peace.
Enter Hippolito and Guardiano dressed like shepherds.
Make me that happy man, thou mighty goddess.
But I live most in hope, if truest love merit the greatest comfort.
I love both with such an even and fair affection, I know not which to speak for, which to wish for, till thou, great arbitress, twixt lovers' hearts, by thy auspicious grace, design the man, which pity I implore.
We all implore it.
Livia descends, attired like Juno.
And after sighs, contrition's truest odours, I offer to thy powerful deity this precious incense.
Scatters incense on the fire.
May it ascend peacefully.
Aside.
And if it keep true touch, my good Aunt Juno, 'twill try your immortality ere it be long. I fear you'll never get so nigh heaven again, once you're down.
Though you and your affections seem all as dark to our illustrious brightness as knights and heritants, hell, we pity you, and your requests are granted. You ask signs, they shall be given you. We'll be gracious to you. He of those twain which we determine for you, love's arrows shall wound twice. The later wound betokens love in age, for so are all whose love continues firmly all their lifetime, twice wounded at their marriage. Else affection dies when youth ends. This savour overcomes me. Now for a sign of wealth and golden days, bright-eyed prosperity, which all couples love, ay, and makes love take that. Our brother Jove never denies us of his burning treasure to express bounty. Isabella sinks down.
She falls down upon't. What's the conceit of that?
As overjoyed, belike. Too much prosperity overjoys us all, and she has her lapful, it seems, my lord.
This swerves a little from the argument, though. Look you, my lords.
Aside.
All's fast. Now comes my part to toll him hither. Then, with the stamp given, he's dispatched as cunningly.
Guardiano falls through a trap door.
Stark dead! Oh, treachery! Cruelly made away! How's that?
Look, there's one of the lovers dropped away too.
Why, sure, this plot's drawn false. Here's no such thing.
Oh, I am sick to the death. Let me down quickly. This fume is deadly. Oh, it has poisoned me. My subtlety is sped, her art has quitted me. My own ambition pulls me down to ruin. Falls down and dies.
Nay, then I kiss thy cold lips, and applaud this thy revenge in death.
Kisses the body of Isabella.
Oh, look, Juno's down too.
Cupids shoot at Hippolito.
What makes she there? Her pride should keep aloft. She was wont to scorn the earth in other shows. Methinks her peacock's feathers are much pulled.
Oh, death runs through my blood in a wild flame too. Plague of those Cupids, some lay hold on 'em. Let 'em not escape, they've spoiled me, the shaft's deadly.
I have lost myself in this quite.
My great lords, we're all confounded.
How?
Dead, and I worse.
Dead? My girl dead? I hope my sister Juno has not served me so.
Lust and forgetfulness have been amongst us, and we are brought to nothing. Some blessed charity lend me the speeding pity of his sword to quench this fire in blood. Leantio's death has brought all this upon us, now I taste it, and made us lay plots to confound each other. The events so prove it, and man's understanding is riper at his fall than all his lifetime. She, in a madness for her lover's death, revealed a fearful lust in our near bloods, for which I am punished dreadfully and unlooked for. Proved her own ruin too. Vengeance met vengeance like a set match, as if the plagues of sin had been agreed to meet here altogether. But how her fawning partner fell I reach not, unless caught by some springe of his own setting, for on my pain he never dreamed of dying. The plot was all his own, and he had cunning enough to save himself. But 'tis the property of guilty deeds to draw your wise men downward. Therefore the wonder ceases. Oh, this torment!
Oh, guard! Below there!
Enter a lord with a guard.
My lord.
Run and meet death then, and cut off time and pain.
Falls on his sword.
Behold, my lord, he's run his breast upon a weapon's point.
Upon the first night of our nuptial honours, destruction plays her triumph, and great mischiefs mask in expected pleasures. 'Tis prodigious. They are things most fearfully ominous. I like 'em not. remove these ruined bodies from our eyes.
Aside.
Not yet no change? When falls he to the earth?
Please but your excellence to peruse that paper, which is a brief confession from the heart of him that fell first, ere his soul departed. And there the darkness of these deeds speaks plainly. 'Tis the full scope, the manner, and intent. His ward, that ignorantly let him down, fear put to present flight at the voice of him.
Aside.
Nor yet?
Read, read, for I am lost in sight and strength.
Falls.
My noble brother!
Oh, the curse of wretchedness! My deadly hand is fallen upon my lord. Destruction take me to thee. Give me way, the pains and plagues of a lost soul upon him that hinders me a moment.
My heart swells bigger yet. Help! Here, break ope. My breast flies open. Next.
Dies.
Oh, with the poison that was prepared for thee. Thee, Cardinal, 'twas meant for thee.
Poor prince!
Accursed error! Give me thy last breath, thou infected bosom, and wrap two spirits in one poisoned vapour. Thus reward thy murderer, and turn death into a parting kiss. My soul stands ready at my lips, e'en vexed to stay 1 minute after thee.
Kisses the dead body of the Duke.
The greatest sorrow and astonishment that ever struck the general peace of Florence dwells in this hour.
So my desires are satisfied. I feel death's power within me. Thou hast prevailed in something, cursed poison, though thy chief force was spent in my lord's bosom. But my deformity in spirit's more foul. A blemished face best fits a leprous soul. What make I here? These are all strangers to me, not known but by their malice. Now thou'rt gone, nor do I seek their pities.
Stabs herself.
Oh, restrain her ignorant, wilful hand!
Now do, 'tis done. Leantio, now I feel the breach of marriage at my heart breaking. Oh, the deadly snares that women set for women, without pity either to soul or honour. Learn by me to know your foes. In this belief I die. Like our own sex, we have no enemy, no enemy.
See, my lord, what shift she's made to be her own destruction.
Pride, greatness, honours, beauty, youth, ambition, you must all down together, there's no help for it. Yet this my gladness is, that I remove, tasting the same death in a cup of love.
Dies.
Sin, what thou art, these ruins show too piteously. 2 kings on 1 throne cannot sit together, but one must needs down for his title's wrong. So, where lust reigns, that prince cannot reign long.
Exeunt. End of Act 5. End of Women Beware Women by Thomas Middleton.